Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the checkup. And I was debating whether or not I was gonna go with the regular schedule video that I have right now, or I was gonna go with this Knicks rant video. But you know what? I decided to stick with the schedule video I was gonna make, and that was the Brooklyn Nets because it's the hotter topic, and I feel like it's just, it's not gonna be stress on me. So let's talk about the Brooklyn Nets. All the talk about the Nets after a blowout loss at home on Tuesday night, obviously to the Warriors, the narrative and everything is crazy right now. And let's just be honest, can we all calm down about the Nets? Because at the end of the day, they just won tonight, or last night, whenever this video drops. They beat the Cavs, they're 11-5. And all they did was they lost to a better team. Golden State is a better team than the Brooklyn Nets right now. Golden State is the best offensive team and the best defensive team in the NBA. Brooklyn does have some issues though. There are questions about this team I have, but they'll be fine. People need to relax. Remember, Kevin Durant is still a top 2 MVP candidate. He did lose his top spot to Curry. I think Curry is now the MVP because they played each other and Curry outplayed him. I think that's fair to say. But KD is still top 2 and he's still like the best player in the league in general. Let's relax. The Nets should be fine. They should be a top 3-4 team in the East easily. But I'm also not going to sit here and act like everything's just fine for them and they look dominant, because right now they clearly don't. Brooklyn is 3-4 against above 500 opponents, which is not good at all. And we all know the East ain't no joke this season at all, with about like 10 to 11 playoff caliber teams. We know it ain't no joke. Another issue is James Harden's inconsistent play, which has been odd all season long because, he's starting to catch his flow now, but, it's still not James Harden, like the one we all know. Right now, he would even be on my all-star list because of the drop-off in his stats this season. The Nets still don't have bigs, which is a huge problem they've had ever since trading away Jared Allen in the Harden deal. That's a big problem they've had, and they still have that issue. Marcus Aldridge is a big, but he's not a defensive big. He's an offensive guy, And Steve Nash, he said it best. They're not an elite team. Last season, they were. Obviously, they don't have Kyrie Irving either, which is why they're a team that went from averaging a high number of points to only averaging 107 points per game, which is only 17th in the league, so they're middle in the pack in that. And you have two scorers that are basically all-time legends when it comes to scoring, and you're 17th in the league. So that's a weird sign, I'm not going to lie to you. Kyrie would have at least been able to pick up the slack during Harden struggles, which is why it hurts them. Right now they've got guys like Bruce Brown and Javon Carter playing valuable minutes, which is Bruce Brown's okay. Javon Carter's a defensive guy, not really much offense. But one thing that has been a W for the Nets is the bench presence of Patty Mills and LaMarcus Aldridge, who've played really well for the Nets second unit. Patty Mills can come in and start some nights, give you 20 like he did tonight against the Cavs. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's been averaging a solid, 13 points or something like that, and he just had 24 tonight. Those two have really been playing well off the bench. And we all know they're nice because these two guys were former starters on, really good teams. So they've been playing really well for a Nets second unit. The Nets also have a top 10 defense despite the undersized lineups that they run. But I don't know if that hold up against teams like Milwaukee or bigger teams with star big men leading the way, like if they face a Denver, if they face a Philadelphia with a healthy Embiid. I don't know if that'll hold up because they're still way too undersized in my opinion. When you got Blake Griffin running the center spot and when you got Kevin Durant having to play center some nights, fill in during substitutions, I don't really think that's sustainable, especially come playoff time, because we all saw, come playoff time, usually Giannis was getting shut down, but he had no problem against Brooklyn. It was way too easy. He was putting up like 40 points. So we got to see how they do with that. That's the only concern I have about them defensively. But all this talk about Kevin Durant should leave and the Nets are an embarrassment, it's just dumb. It's still November, and if anything, we should be concerned about other teams that aren't playing up to expectations at all instead. Lakers, Knicks, we're not going to talk about those teams. But the Nets are just fine. They're 11-5. They're okay. They could be better. They should be able to play to the better competition. I think they'll get the flow of that. Is Steve Nash still a questionable coach at times? Yeah, but he's only in his second year. Got the best player in the league. Got 2 top 10 caliber players. I think the Nets should be just fine. Do they have to make a couple moves in the trade deadline? Yeah. But the Brooklyn Nets are still a title contender team, no matter what the narrative is. Anyways, that's going to do it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Link will be down in the description. This has been a checkup where we talk hoops and hoops only. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.